Hey everybody, Everyday Peter here, starting off my top 5 games of 2017. These aren't games that came out in 2017, these are just games that I went ahead and played in 2017 and just highly enjoyed and would definitely recommend playing. Number 5, just starting right here at the top, is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I picked this game up for about $5 when it was on sale and came to just really enjoy it. I still listen to the soundtrack today. It's just it really gets into your head. If you're not familiar, the original Mirror's Edge came out, I want to say 2008, and it was sort of a cult classic. It was essentially an action parkour game as you're running around this very simply designed but beautiful city. It's all white and blues, reds, and oranges, and you just run around the city. There's a story element to it. Pulling off parkour moves, you're jumping over railings, and you're launching up walls, and you're wall running. You're running up a wall, and then behind you to jump up another wall. Bada bada boom boom ba. I played that first one, and it was probably one of my favorite gaming memories. Mostly just because I played with a bunch of my friends. We sat down and just played the whole game in one day because it was rather short. I mean, there was definitely some shortcomings. It was mainly the combat. Using guns was very not fun. It just didn't make sense. It really broke up the action. Just any fighting broke up the action. And I was really glad to see. I've been wanting this remake it ended up being a remake. I wanted a sequel. I just wanted another Mirror's Edge game. And I think they delivered something that was much better than the first one. They made combat a lot smoother. Instead of any sort of guns, your main focus is hand-to-hand combat, and there's ways to sort of dodge things. You regenerate health. You're able to... you have to force regeneration of health, and you're only able to regenerate so much. And it really relies on you almost throwing your weight over obstacles. So using parkour to increase your speed so that you can impact enemies by running up a wall and then launching yourself and kicking them in the face. That just feels so nice. And I will say that because the game is a lot more open world, it is open world, the first one wasn't, you're able to just run away from enemies, which is very fantastic. It's a parkour game. You're not a hand-to-hand combat person. You're supposed to be running and doing stunts and jumping. And I think that very much, maybe I'll be a little less... Okay, that's better. Filming this in my kitchen, just because the lighting tends to be better. So this game just feels amazing. The soundtrack and the music that goes along with it is great. Churches did the theme song to it, which was pretty good. If you like Churches, you'd definitely like this song. And it really, that is a band that overall adds to this. Story-wise, I think that the story, all told, probably a 7 out of 10. It isn't amazing. It isn't fantastical, just plain fantastic. It basically gets you there. It is something that gets you from point A to point B pretty smoothly. Really, I think what Mirror's Edge does best, it is the main story. It's running these side missions to give you little snippets of the sort of the world that you're in, where meat is not for anyone less than upper class. Lower class people, there's a caste system. Lower caste people, they're basically just factory workers. It's such a bastardization of what we have. I remember doing one mission where a wife or fiance wants to get back at her husband for cheating on her, because she is sadly, much like royalty, they've been married off. They've been married off so that their parents, who are part of because they're part of families that are part of these huge corporations with a lot of power, are trying to make sure that power stays together, within the upper class and everything. So you get a lot of really interesting little snippets by doing the side missions, which I've never It happens every once in a while in an open world game, but I think a lot of open world games they do side missions because the whole point of doing them just gets you items, gets you more money or something. And I don't think they really add to the story as well as this. I think part of that reason is because the main story, while being palatable and something that you can actually like do something like you're fine with it. The side missions really help raise the stakes and really lets everything be situated. So gameplay is honestly super fantastic. There's no open world game that's just like a parkour game. I understand that there's Assassin's Creed and even the Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor games, but I don't think they really pair up as this game does, simply because uh, the free flow that happens. You'll just start running, and all of a sudden you're rolling, you're jumping, you're doing all this, and it does require a little bit. The controls have been a lot more simplified than the original game. I think there's a lot less button pressing that has to be done, and there's definitely more alternate routes where if you don't really know how to do a certain skill, you can easily get by without doing it. Whereas with Shadow of Mordor or Assassin's Creed, you do have to. It's like, yeah, hold X to run, or hold R1 and then press X, and you can run, and he'll just do whatever you want. Um, so overall, the reason why this game's coming in at number five, because I simply just want more. The game does not overstay its welcome. It takes about 8 hours to play this guy, maybe 10 if you do all like the side elements, because there are skills to unlock that can really aid you in completing the game, as anything does. But I definitely think that this is a game, and I guess it also goes up there because I think so many people would have overlooked it. There's a reason why it's been out for I think 2 years and it's $5 on sale. I would say if you see it for $10, absolutely pick it up. I don't think, unless you're really not into open world or like a lot of movement, if you like more combat or turn based or a lot more strategy, probably not the game for you. But if you do enjoy, if you want something different, it's pretty inexpensive because it's going to be $5 to $10. Gotta get it. Gotta put it on your playlist. Honestly, you'll thank me that I brought this to your attention. You're really gonna want to not miss out on this game. It's just easily one of my favorites, just for those reasons. But what were some of your favorite games of 2017? What did you play, and what do you think people should check out just because they may have overlooked them? Please comment that below, and of course, please subscribe. This is just number five. Got at least 4 more videos, and I'll probably do a runner-up. But yeah, come and follow me. We're gonna do this.